welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, or if you hadn't seen my channel before, you may not know that I've been wearing a Fitbit Inspire since November of 2019. It is now August of 2020. I have been trying to improve my step count per day, and I've been doing some great strides, pardon the pun, in that area. So I've turned my attention to my sleep because I find I'm perpetually tired no matter what hours I get in bed. I'm not sleeping well. So that is the focus for today's video. I'm planning on doing a series of videos on the issue of sleep, such as napping, how much, how long, and when, sleep problems and how to overcome them, that kind of thing. But today, I want to talk to you a bit about how much sleep does the average adult need. So I'm going to start with a kind of overview of the records in my Fitbit to show you where I'm at now and why I'm delving into this subject right now. All I have to do is hit the sleep record here, and I can go back over the weeks. This number over here is the average for the week. So this week my average is 5 hours and 56 minutes. 6 hours 15. 6 hours 48. It's getting better. Back then. 5 hours 34 minutes. 5 hours 50 minutes the week before. 5:53. 5 hours 57. I'm not really getting much more than 6 on average. The odd week I do, but I think it's my body takes over and goes, you know what? No. 6 hours and 7 minutes. 6 hours and 6 minutes. That's average, like, really. It is a well-known fact through all kinds of health sources, doctors, like WebMD, things like that. The experts determined through science that the average healthy adult needs between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night. Now that is all individualized. Everybody is individual, and it depends on a lot of factors. It also has to do with quality of sleep, okay? It's not just the number of hours in the bed, it's what kind of sleep you're getting, okay? As you can see through my Fitbit, look at this. Some of these, I'll just blow a couple of them up here to show you. This is a really bad one, 4 hours and 46 minutes. The pink is awake, light blue is restless, and the dark blue is asleep, okay? And in that chunk of time, I had 4 hours and 46 minutes of sleep, okay? But it's all broken up. I was awake at one point, and a lot of the initial was restlessness, which is not good. It's not restful sleep when you're more rolling around and you can't settle and you can't rest. So that was just one. Let's take a longer one here. Again, a lot of disturbance. Most of it is restless. I actually had an hour and 55 minutes to fall asleep. I was awake twice. 7 times restless. 2 hours and 33 minutes are awake or restless, and I actually only got 5 hours and 27 minutes of sleep on this occasion. I find the Fitbit is particularly helpful to me to keep track of that, because let's face it, when you're asleep you are not aware of what's going on or how rested you are. And since I started wearing the Fitbit, I am getting a better idea of what is causing me to be so darned exhausted. So I thought today I'd have a little talk with you about it. I've done some research and let's get to it. Okay, here we are. uh, okay, so the average healthy adult needs between 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. And sleep is kind of a recharge for our body and our mind. For the body, it gives it time to repair cells and control things like blood pressure and all the inner workings of the body. When you're at rest, the body can focus on that alone and not on jumping a fence or doing things physically. It can work on repairing things. And for the brain is always busy, either consolidating memories, learning new things. It basically flushes through and removes things that don't belong in the brain. The spinal fluid goes through the brain, and it's all complex. But the thing is, when we're resting, when we're in bed at night, our body is repairing and recharging. And if you don't get the proper amount of sleep, your body and your mind can't do what it needs to do. So, forgive me, I have notes here. My sleep-addled brain is not remembering things properly. So I will be referring to them off and on. Now, there are a lot of factors that go into how much sleep you need, and it is individual. Everybody has a different amount of time they need to sleep, and that does vary depending on the stage you're in life and what's happening around you and how active you are. There's all kinds of things that it's based on. Children and teens need more sleep. Okay, their bodies are still building. They're still they're learning more, so they need more requirement for sleep. So for the purpose of this video, I'm only talking about your average adult, okay, 18 to like 64. Older adults generally need at least 7 hours. Some it could be 6.5. But sleep needs are based on a number of factors, one being genetics. Your genes influence both your circadian rhythms and your internal sleep drive. Those are two biological drives. Your age, you may need 7 hours a night in your 20s, and 8 or more in your 50s and 60s. Your activity level also influences your sleep need. The more active you are, the more sleep you may need. And that goes for both your brain and your physical body. So if you're an athlete and you're high energy and you're go, 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 generally you probably will need more sleep. But the same goes for somebody who is using their higher brain powers and doing things like therapy, psychotherapy, in depth psychotherapy, where your emotions are at work and you're going over memories and you're working on emotional topics. That can drain you. Just sitting there talking, but it's the drain on your brain that also affects your need for sleep. So if you're going through therapy, you probably need more sleep as well. Your health, when you're coping with health issues, you may need more rest. True for colds and flu, you've heard that. And that goes for chronic conditions too, like arthritis and cancer. If your body's going through stuff, it needs more rest in order to battle that for you, to get well, to improve your chronic condition. And also another factor is your life circumstances. Stress, periods of upheaval can often increase your need for sleep as well. If stress is chronic, it can create a chronic sleep debt. And ironically, when you're under stress and you need more rest, that is likely the time when you can't sleep. Your brain is going and you just can't fall asleep. You can't rest, which is what you need. And that is stress from bad things, but it's also from good things. It's still stress. The body doesn't really differentiate that way. Stress is stress, and it is better to be on a balance if you can. Okay, so the idea is to find your number, your sleep number, what you ideally need to feel well rested, to be healthy, to wake up refreshed. I have not found that yet. I have, as I showed you, gotten about 6.5 hours, and it's not enough for what I'm dealing with right now. Okay. Now there are problems with sleeping too little and sleeping too late, too much. Okay. Too little and too much. As I said, it's better to balance. It's better to be where you need to be for your sleep level. If you sleep too little or too much, there are problems that crop up because your body can't do what it needs to do. Okay, there's a higher rate of cognitive impairment. Your brain doesn't work quite as well as it should. Depression. Okay, depression. 15% of depressed people oversleep. And then there's the other side where they undersleep. They can't sleep. They're restless, etc. Okay. There is a risk of increased inflammation, and that is, again, over or under sleeping. Increased pain for chronic conditions like arthritis and stuff. If you're sleeping too long, you're staying still too long, and your body seizes up. Okay, you need to be at a certain activity level. There's a higher risk over and under sleeping. That's what I'm saying. Either way, it's still a problem for the body and the mind. There's a higher risk of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, all causes of mortality, and dementia and anxiety. Your body has a certain level where it will function properly. Under or over that, there's going to be a problem. So the idea is to get the proper amount of sleep. Now, what you can do is experiment with your amount of sleep. Okay. All the recommendations from experts is to go to bed at about the same time every night, including weekends, and wake up in the morning at the same time. Okay. So if you go to bed at 11 every night and you wake up at 7 in the morning, say, okay, there is a fudge factor about like half an hour. It won't really do too much to you if it's half an hour out either way, going to sleep or waking up. But beyond that, there is a problem. Okay, then the body goes, oh, that's not enough. and that's too much. So you got the fudge factor about half an hour. Sleep deprivation or sleep deficit can also cause problems with, say, driving. Okay, you can get lower reaction time. Falling asleep at the wheel, that's a big problem. Okay, you do this enough, and the sleep debt gets bigger, and then you run into things that are beyond your control. Your body will knock out because it can't take any more. So it's best to get on this and understand what you need, and work towards getting the proper sleep so you don't fall into that. This is a big, huge topic, and I have done a lot of research so far. There's still more research to do, trust me. And as I said in the beginning, I am hoping to do a series on sleep, okay? Because this is something that is really interesting to me. It's something I need to learn. And as always, on my YouTube channel, I want to share my knowledge. So if I learn something, I want to pass it on to you and maybe help you too. So I'm planning on a series, maybe naps. Okay, if you're lacking in sleep, some people take a nap, but how long do you nap? When do you nap? And how does it help you? You know, and how do you not screw up that night's sleep? That's all good questions, right? I'm planning on doing a series on sleep, sleep problems. Okay, how do you overcome sleep problems? What is proper sleep hygiene? You know, that kind of thing. There's all kinds of factors that we can look into and get the goods on as far as facts go, and get some really good facts from reputable sources, being doctors, medical websites that are doctor vetted. Okay, that's the important thing. When you look on the internet, always look for doctor vetted or updated sites, so that you know you're getting the proper information and not just somebody's opinion. Okay. I will be sharing my favorite websites for medical knowledge with you in future videos. I will leave links in the description box to all my Fitbit videos so that you can kind of track where I've been and what's going on with my Fitbit. I love this thing. It is on me every single day, has been since November, and I don't know if I don't think I've done a review on this yet, but if I haven't, I should. So anyway, thanks for joining me. If you have any questions about sleep needs or anything to do with sleep, please drop them in the comment section below. If I don't know the answer, I will look for the answer for you. And maybe it'll be in a future video too. So thanks very much for watching, and get some good rest, you guys. We all need it. Bye for now.